Hey, good morning, fam. Welcome back to Peggy and Don Stays Ready. Because if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. Now, this channel is dedicated entirely to discussing matters that help you take care of the people you love and be prepared for any emergency. It's all about preparedness. It's been a while, fam. So we just had Memorial Day. Hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day holiday. Peggy and I, we decided to go back to St. Louis. We live here in the Houston area. We decided to go back to St. Louis to spend Memorial Day with family and friends, right? Now, when you go spend time with family and friends, you want to try to avoid a couple subjects. Politics and religion. But I decided to go meet with an old friend of mine. I thought it was safe to discuss these subjects because we basically see eye to eye on both. So we can just have a little fellowship kind of thing. And we started talking about, I'm over here with DJ. He's taking his time marking everything. Basically, we just started talking about the state of things right now. State of the country, state of the world. And somehow it kind of, I started discussing, sharing some plans that Peggy and I are considering for our preparedness. You know, to deal with whatever may be coming out. And we're considering some pretty drastic steps. I'm going to share some of that with you guys in the near future, but some people consider it drastic. Not drastic, but you know, some big steps. Let's just call it big steps. So yeah, the mood changed. And I thought that was odd. And he looked at me and he was like, I've always thought you were a man of faith. I am. And he said, he smiled and said, oh good, because you know, that preparedness stuff is unnecessary. You just gotta believe that God's got us. And he quoted something about, he quoted Corinthians, I'm trying to put the chapter and verse right here, where he said, God's not gonna give you anything more than you can endure. And I've heard that verse before, you know, I've read. And I'm just like, I didn't really have a good response at the time. You ever get into a debate or discussion with somebody and you're like, man, I wish I would have said this while I was there and all that stuff. All I said was, you know what? That's a good point. I'm going to think about what you told me. And then we got back to our Memorial Day, which is good because it didn't mess up the friendship and the fellowship that we were having. But ever since I left that discussion, I've been thinking about what he said. And now, I was a little bothered. One, do you feel that you can't be a man of faith or a person of faith and still be on a preparedness journey? I'm gonna go ahead and answer that now. I think that is absolutely wrong. I think it is absolutely wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. Now that I've had time to think about it, and I've shared that with him on a phone call, but now that I've had time to think about it, it is absolutely wrong because that's faith in man. The problems that we were discussing were man-caused problems. And I don't have faith in man to solve the problems in a way that keeps me and my family secure and safe. That's why you prepare. I have seen too many instances over the past month. Storms hitting people and insurance companies letting them down, FEMA letting them down, local authorities letting them down, churches letting them down, neighbors letting them down. Missouri and Kentucky got hit by those tornadoes a couple weeks ago. They told some of these people, yeah, we're not rebuilding these houses. Y'all got to find something else. That's just one example, you know what I'm saying? But you can't depend on man to do the right thing. And here's another point. This is the big point. How much can you endure? God won't allow more on you than you can endure does not specify how much you can endure. You can endure a lot more than you realize. You can endure hunger for a long period of time. You can endure going without a car, cell phone, a whole lot. You can endure just the bare essentials on food. You can endure way more than you realize. And that may be a way of God strengthening you. Who knows what? The idea of preparedness is to be able to maintain a certain standard of living no matter what's going on. I don't want to have a home with water coming in through the roof and defending myself against vermin and other people and doing that for a long period of time. I want to keep me and my family safe. So I can endure a lot, but if I can avoid that unnecessary struggle by taking a few preparedness steps, that's the way I'm gonna go. All right, fam, I just thought of another one. Now this, I don't know how this did not come to my mind immediately. I'm almost embarrassed because this is one of the reasons why I got into prepping. You can't use the God's got us reasoning to replace your responsibility as the head of your household. As the head of the household, I feel like it was my responsibility to do three things: provide for my family, protect my family, and be the spiritual head of my family. Right? Basically, it boils down to those three things. You can't just say God's got us to absolve you of that responsibility to do those three things: protect your family, provide for your family. You can't say, well, hey, if I can't provide for my family, God will find a way. No, you need to uphold your responsibilities. I don't know how that did not come to my mind immediately, but I was getting into the car, just not finishing up our walk. I'm like, you know what? This is even more important than like how much can you endure and stuff like that. I made a video a long time ago, I think I mentioned it before, that I gave the reasons why I prep. And it's just that my family depends on me to make decisions that are in the best interest of them. And I can't just say, well, you know what, I don't need to worry about it, because whatever happens, God's got us. We've used the God's got us, but what I feel like God's got us really means is that if you are doing what you can, if you are putting in the work, you're putting in the effort to take care and provide for your family, God will make you successful in doing so. If you're looking for a job, God will help you find a job. If you're trying to find a better job to do better for your family, God can help you do that if that is in his will, if that is in his will for you. I'm not trying to turn this. I have been accused of trying to turn my channel into a spiritual channel, a sermon channel. This applies to anyone, whether you are a spiritual person, a religious person, a Christian person or not. This should apply to anyone who takes the responsibility of taking care of their family seriously. I can't just leave it up to chance. I just can't leave it up to God. I can't leave it up to man. Can't leave it to anybody. If the family is my responsibility, it is up to me to protect them and provide for them. Period. Now, because I am spiritual, I believe that I will be successful because I have faith in God to make me be successful. But that does not absolve me from having to do the things that I'm supposed to do. I am almost angry at myself for not bringing this up. I mean, like, how did I let that pass? Y'all know what I'm going to do as soon as I get off this phone, right? As soon as I get back, I'm going to go ahead and call little boy up. And another thing. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. I would love to hear your opinions on that stuff. This is not a spiritual or religious question. This is a responsibility question. And no matter what your spiritual leanings are, if you have a responsibility, you need to uphold your responsibilities. Can we at least agree on that? So I'm going to go ahead and say in conclusion, because this ends it for me. Do you have to choose between being a prepper or being a person of faith? Absolutely not. I believe that I prepare because of my faith. Faith strengthens me to prepare more and guides me to see how important. When you realize something is really, really important, you put more effort into it. You take it more seriously. So whether you are a person of faith or not, if you have accepted a responsibility, I don't care if you're in charge of your work truck. I don't care if you're in charge of a dog. I don't care if you're in charge of an office, a nursing home room, or whatever it is. If you have responsibility, uphold your responsibilities. And for me, and as a head of a household, my responsibility is to provide, protect, and guide everyone that's in my purview. I hope that word fits. Short video today, fam. I'm excited because I feel like I got all my ideas in. I'm going to go back. I don't need to win a debate. I don't need to like argue with people and stuff like that, but I felt like I really missed the opportunity while I was home from Memorial Day. But I'm going to fix that. This isn't the kind of video we normally have, fam. I'm going to bring you some more information. I'm going to talk more about the steps that Peggy and I are considering. I'll just give you an idea of what we're talking about. If the place you are in becomes untenable, you cannot stay there and do the things and defend it and protect what you have and provide, then you might consider finding someplace else, right? If the home that I have provided for my family is not good enough to provide and defend my family, then I need to find someplace else to take them. And so that's something that, these are the kind of things that's going through our head and stuff. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with when I come up with it, but you should do what you think is best for your family, and I will continue to do what's best for mine. And I'll just give you the reasons why, and we can disagree and we can debate all of it. I encourage it. I love to hear those kind of ideas. But thank you for listening, fam, and stay ready out there. All right.